just realized the battery door is missing. So, that's fun. It fell last night on my bed, on my table, so I'm thinking it might have fall. Hopefully it's on my table. It's not my backpack or on the ground anywhere where it just was. But anyways, if the battery pops out, I might just put music later. Decided to change things up since I remembered that I forgot that I said I would come over here. Why is that lady staring so hard? She has a what a weird. She has a camera. I have a camera. Mine's more intrusive. But yes, this is where they shot the scenes for Bumblebee that I mentioned. What a weird. You think? Hopefully she can't hear me. I usually don't talk too loud, but I had a bunch of coffee earlier, so Alright. Can't go too far. But here's where they shot that scene. One of these cranes, I think, is where they did where I mentioned they would put the transponder or whatever for the bomb, or not the bomb, but the thingy. So then the Decepticons could do whatever they did. I forget. I wasn't fully paying attention to the movie. But yes, this is where the fight was. Can't really get as close as I wanted. It's kind of cool, but it's not too far from my house. Always fun when they shoot stuff for movies and films. They actually, when they did, I don't know what season it was, but it may have been the second or third season of 13 Reasons Why for Netflix. They did it at different areas around town here, plus a couple local other cities, but one of the I was wondering if I got any of the shots because they were shooting on my street a couple blocks away from my house at the park than the street, which I thought was funny because it's usually a pretty sketchy park, but I could see it being used for a TV show or movie. But they just happened to be shooting on a lot of the streets that I usually ride my bike on, ironically. So I was wondering if I ended up in any of the shots. I doubt it. The only time I could see it happening is when they're on my street. But when they're on my street, I just saw the production trucks, not actually any filming. So, highly improbable. But a guy can wish. Alright. This might be partially vlog. I don't know. Steer clear of this lady, I guess. Oh, there she is. But yes, this is Mere Island. I forgot I didn't think about how windy it would be going across the little bridge to get here. Oh man. I was glad I wasn't recording. What the heck? Did it again. I wasn't recording for like 3-4 minutes and it stopped on me. Alright. But yes, this is Mere Island. It's pretty cool. I never really came out here until like last year, I think it was. I started trying to make the trek out every so often because it's nice, not as rough as some other sides of town, which doesn't bother me, but some people can be annoying, of course. Plus some of the streets can be even more annoying, and most of the streets here are like this, or a little bit better, a little bit worse, but for the most part they're more comfortable for riding, so it's worth it. It's not that far away. It's only like 3 miles, I think. 3 to 5 miles, somewhere in there, to get here one way. Because like 10, depending on how far down I end up going, it's like 10 miles round trip. But that's only if I go one side to the other, then back home, all that jazz. There's some kind of show or vendor sale going on over here. I stumbled on. I'm gonna go elsewhere since I'm wearing cutoffs and a t-shirt. I don't want to deal with the wind, but since I'm a forgetful person these days, I wanted to make good on my promise about the thing from the movie. Alright, this video is probably going to be all over the place. Maybe cut into 2 videos, depends. Now it's weird because it stopped on me only after 3 minutes instead of 10 plus. Alright, toodles for now. I think I spent more time putting my chest on than I did shooting my last clip. Everything came undone, all the straps, then the little support arm wouldn't stay. In place because the bolt part came loose. I mean, the screw part came loose, so I had to use a Phillips. At least I had it. It helped. I mean, I had a flathead. Even though the flathead, it was the right size, thankfully. So it just went in perfectly. So that was nice. I kind of put the thing up higher on my chest, hoping it would be better. A little bit more comfortable, actually. I thought it might not be, but it's not that bad. So I guess we'll see. Hope it stays straight. It doesn't fall. Some kit that I had in SC, but I was too in the moment to say nah, even though you could see it's not if you looked at the sticker. Don't know if this came out before or after, but there's a SC that has the same blue to black to blue fade on the chainstays and the fork. But anywho, I don't think I mentioned it in the first clip. I decided to just ride there just because, and then start filming the part about the movie, because going down there is pretty much, it's the same route as in any of my other videos going to the post office, so it would only be slightly different. So you know, I figured I'd spare you guys. And it was nice to have like a 10 to 15 minute ride or whatever, 20 minutes down there without feeling crazy. Sometimes I feel crazy when I'm recording and I'm writing, talking to myself, all that jazz. Nice to be alone with my thoughts. There may have been a couple moments that I hadn't recorded before, But there's always another time. Today or another day. My town's only so big, you know, so bound to have some repeat, unfortunately. Hopefully I can get my cranks to stay good so then I can do more hills. I haven't, because I had so many problems lately with my cranks coming loose, like I mentioned, that only I've been doing certain inclines that aren't much effort. Some of them over here get pretty steep, even if they're not that long. I'd rather a long, I don't know, sometimes I try to figure that out. If I prefer a long and steep, medium and steep, short and steep, it's hard to gauge. I hate coming over here. I usually pass by now. I usually pass at that stoplight, but the lady walking her dog kind of messed that up. That was actually easier than most times because the Highway 37 being right there to the right, maybe where you're pointing, where that sign is, to the left, and then also that other sign. So yeah, there's a on-ramp and an off, one of the combos, so it gets the other side of the street, the opposite way that I went, gets kind of sketch since it has the on-ramp and the off-ramp connected to each other. It's mostly the people going on either way, not the people coming off. They tend to be more patient, but not so much the other people. Plus you gotta deal with 3 directions. Hurry up, lady. I guess they kicked everyone out, but can't see it now. But maybe if I go back this way later, to my left, there was a homeless encampment for a bit, but it might have got, and the city was actually letting us stay there. They had 4 porta potties, 2 to 4 porta potties, and then 1 or 2 of those sinks that sometimes are outside porta potties as well. But and they even had security. But I wonder if it got too much to handle, since there was a lot of garbage, unfortunately. It was a cool idea since the city kicked out everyone everywhere else. So that was nice for however long it was, like 6 months to a year or longer. Some people migrated over here to the bike path, which is kind of annoying, only because there's a lot of glass, more than normal. Otherwise, I don't care. It's just frustrating. Oh, there's excess glass on the ground, but life goes on. Otherwise, not really bothering anyone, I'd say. She not want to be on camera. Low. That was funny. She's like, I don't know. Don't put me on the camera, bro. As soon as she saw the camera, she gotta look back. Camera shot people. Not understand. I'd probably be in the same place. Kind of annoyed. Not sure when it happened. It might have happened yesterday on my GoPro branded tripod selfie stick, the one that you can take the bottom out. The tripod part screws in, screws out, so it has the little compartment, so it doesn't always have to be out. It broke, and I'm wondering if it's because my camera fell twice last night while it was inside of it. When I took it out to switch to the chest mount, one of the holders, these guys broke off. So that was a bummer. I guess it's still functional. I just gotta watch out. I didn't have any problems when I was using it, so maybe it happened while I was riding, while it jumped, because I didn't take it off. I kept it on when I went to Muir Island and when I went to that parking lot where I swapped mounts, so could have been something like that, some relation. I really need to get better at cutting cutoffs. I'm usually not that bad, but I need to find a better pair of scissors or buy some that are meant for cutting fabric and such, or jeans, because they look silly. I've been doing it since like 2002, so it shouldn't be that hard. I was gonna go to Benicia, but I don't know. This wind is not fun. I was gonna go to American Canyon too, but I guess I just decided not to. By turning right there instead of going straight. Could go this way as well. I just didn't want to deal with that. There was a cop driving towards me. That's behind me now. Didn't want to deal with him. Could be more so dealing with people on that street I was on. Because there's a weed dispensary and there's also a bunch of homeless people gathered in their vehicles, so it could be related. never sure about the cops here because most of them don't really pay me any mind, but I had a couple run-ins. The weirdest one, he knew my name, so that was weird before, without even me giving him my ID or my license, so that was strange that night. That cop was just a piece of work. He swore I was high on goofballs, so much the fact that he got another cop to go across the street, which is alright, you know, try to scare me, to make me mellow out, you know, calm the situation, which is fine. I wish I would have just had my backlight, because I don't even know why he stopped me, because I already stopped, right? I was walking my bike up the hill by the time he turned around, but since he saw me riding without my lights, he felt the need to pull me over, even though it took him like 5 minutes to get to me, around there. But anywho, he swore I had crack rocks on me. So since he was convinced, he made me take my shoes off, clack them together upside down, because he thought I had them hidden in my backpack. I mean my shoes. After he checked my backpack, I think I even let him pat me down. I might not have. He might not have asked. It may have just been my shoes and backpack. But since I had nothing to hide, I just said whatever. Because I was like 5 minutes away from my house. It took like 20 minutes just to get home, because he made me do he made me do sobriety test. And then he was like, if we take you in, you're gonna fail. Like, he was so sure I was high on coke. And I was like, well, whoa, bro, you're tripping. I mean, if anyone else was, I wouldn't have cared, but I was like, whoa, he was just so certain that he had me pinpointed when he was completely wrong. I may or may not have been sober, but that I don't remember. I might not have been, but if I wasn't sober, I know it wasn't related to that nature of business. So he would have had me, possibly, but not on what he would have wanted. Because he was trying to threaten me and scare me, like, oh, we'll take you in, do all your blood work, yada yada, you better tell us now. And then his little backup was around my age, give or take a few years, and you could tell that he just kept giving me these looks without saying anything, like, oh God, this is pointless. He was like, oh, this is pointless. He didn't really do much. He just kind of stood there waiting to leave. I don't even know if he even talked, outside of maybe when he first came. I don't know why, but he just thought he would scare me into submission, I guess. That was probably the most annoying time. One of two of my more annoying ventures with cops, just because I was so close to home, and he thought that just because I looked a certain way, I had to be a certain way. And when I did clock my shoes together, some rocks came from the bottom of my shoes, or from inside, just normal rocks came from the sole of my shoes or inside my shoe. And he was like, oh, he like pushed me or something. He got so excited because because he was so certain, and then he was bummed out when he put his flashlight and it was just a couple pebbles. But it was annoying because I was so close to my house. I was like, really? I was like 5 blocks away, something like that. Ugh. I purposely cut this to do it shorter, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave it off here after my enthralling and exciting story. Maybe make it a medium sized length so that way I can get it up quicker and you don't have to hear me ramble. I know you love to hear me ramble on about nonsense, but help me please the algorithm. Like, share, subscribe, help me grow the channel, get it to more faces, you know, trying to get more people on the squad.